Hi everybody, welcome back to our coverage of the GAMA Trade Show 2018. I am here with Tom from Thames Kosmos, and he's going to be showing us a couple of different games. We're going to start off though with Drop It. And we've got part of Drop It set up right over there. What is going on here? What is all this?
Well, this is a very family-friendly game where you're dropping pieces into a vertical board.
Done, sold.
Yep.
I like it. All right, how does this work?
So the thing that's fun about this, aside from dropping pieces in a board, which is always fun, it has some really clever rules. So when you drop a piece, which again, it's very satisfying, you'll notice there are some icons on the bottom and on the sides here saying if your piece is touching this, it can't be, in this case, what do we have here, like the diamond or the circle, but the triangle, totally fine there. So that's one of the rules.
Okay.
Another rule is you can't, well, let me back up. You're trying to score points in this game, and you score points based on the level that your piece reaches. Okay. And you get a certain color. So if you're the red player, you can drop that piece on there.
All right, so I don't want it over here because it looks like I want to avoid that spot.
Absolutely.
But I'm still going to do something kind of crazy.
Perfect. So you're going to get 1 point.
Take it.
If you had got in here, you'd get a bonus point. Okay. But those are just some more like the finer rules of the game. Also, so say it's my turn again, I can't let my square touch his square. Similar pieces, similar shapes, and similar colors cannot touch. Okay. So I'm in a real predicament here. If I want to drop the square, because I don't want it to land here, I don't want it to land here, I don't want it to land here. So that's why you need to play with multiple colors if you do a two-player game. Okay. So I would be the blue and yellow. That way I could kind of do this. I'm like,
because otherwise,
ow, I still lost.
You wouldn't go right after me. It would, we would go around the table, and it would be a different color. I see. Yep. Okay. And so, in that case, do you score nothing at all?
I do score nothing at all because the two squares are touching.
And so as we're building this up, and let's just go ahead and let's just throw a few things in here if you don't mind. Then as you're building this up, you start scoring more and more victory points as you're getting higher and higher.
So that's worth 2 points. If you get into here, it's worth 3 points, 4 points, 5 points. So as the game progresses, it becomes more, you know, the points are higher, but also the risks are bigger, because as it builds up, you're also running into the chance of pieces kind of falling and bouncing and dropping, whereas right now you kind of know, well, hopefully you know. Let's see if I can do this. Nope, I can't do it.
See, but that only happens when you're playing with this version. I think if we played with the version I have over here, we could get around that problem.
You have another version?
Yeah, I do. Let me show you what I'm talking about. It's slightly larger. Why don't we try with this one?
All right.
And this is, by the way, a copy they have of the game that you can play at a show if you go to a convention or something like that. Well, find Thames Kosmos. You can probably try your hand at this one. But let's play this instead. So I'm going to go right there. That gets me a point, yeah?
That does, and you would score that on the score track.
Fantastic.
You cannot get that taken away from you.
Okay.
If later in the game yours gets knocked over here, you still keep that point.
Okay, all right.
All right, so I'll be red.
All right.
I don't want to go there, but I'm going to try and get this bonus right here. Did I get it?
Good enough?
I think so.
I think that counts.
All right, so that's 2 points for this, 1 point for being here. So that would be, oh, shit, let's see, 1 point there, 3 points.
Okay, and so I have to switch colors again. We're playing two players, so we would have to switch colors. And I would have to go to, I don't want to touch yours with this, but I'll try this here. That works. I pushed you away, yeah?
You have not taken my points, but you did take my spot.
I did, and I get that bonus.
Yep. So you would get 3 points for that. I'm
a dropping shark.
And there's circles in here, which are always the really tricky ones. But let's see if I can get him to land. Nah. Well,
that is very difficult. Yeah.
Still get a point for that.
All right. Let's see. Is that crossing? No, it's not.
I think it is. Yeah? I would call that in the actual production copy. The line's much thinner.
Right. That's true. That is only a problem with this massive version you have. Right. And so, what's the Endgame Trigger? Are we going to surpass the top here at some point?
If you're playing with 4 people or 2 people using all 4 colors, yes, you are going to get to the point where you can't put it in without it sticking out, and that triggers the end of the game.
And at that point, whoever's got the most victory points on the track, that's the winner. I also see here on the sides some pieces crossed out. Do those also? Are you also penalized for those at that level?
Only if it's touching like direct contact with that side.
I see. I see.
Similar to the base. Like you don't want a square to land right here, but a square right here is fine.
Okay.
As long as it's not touching the base. Similar to here, a diamond can't touch here. Circle can't touch in just this little teeny spot.
Yeah, and the scoring sections have this wedge shape so that 6 victory points over here is all of this space.
Yeah.
And over here I've got just that bit.
Yeah.
And they go back and forth, so it's got this cool Donkey Kong thing going on. Very neat.
We've been playing this at the convention, and it's just been a total hit. Everyone gets it immediately, and it's fun. And of course, kids like to just drop things. Like they don't care about the rules.
As do I. Very neat. All right, so I'm going to move this over here. That should be out of the way of our cameras, and we're going to take a look at another game from you.
Sure. That's available May, and MSRP. This is the real kicker. $30.
$30 for
this.
Drop It.
Not the one that you just, not the
that
big
one. No. Okay,
but
show up at a convention and play that. For this one though, $30. Very cool. Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and push this out of the way.
I only brought a sampling of the components for this, but I think I brought enough to get the concept. It's a great game by Rudiger Dorn.
All right, cool.
And in this game, you are in...
This want to reset?
Let's turn that drop in. Yeah.
There we go.
You want to reset anything else?
No, we'll just start from bringing that game out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. So this is Mercado by Rudiger Dorn.
Very cool.
And in this, you are an elite in the Spanish market, and you're trying to buy things to impress your friends, because that is how I impress my friends.
By buying things in the Middle Ages. Yes.
Yes.
Very cool.
These are some of the things that you can buy. They're you see on the tiles, like we got perfume and linens, and I don't even know what that is, but it looks very gilded.
That is bling, I believe, is the term that they used.
Yeah, now you'll notice that each of these market items have borders here with different colors.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason for that is it's to keep track of who is bidding on which pieces and where.
Oh, I see.
Because you're all bidding for the same items at the same time. And you're bidding with coins that you draw out of your own bag. Everyone has their own bag.
Okay.
And they blindly draw 3 coins out of the bag. Based on what they get, they can assign them. So I'm like, all right, turquoise can go here, and my gold can go here. And black ones are counterfeit. We all know that, you know, the market does not like counterfeit coins, so you can't use that. It's a bogus
So
draw.
let's say you're bidding on those 2, and then it's back to me. And I would like to outbid you at those things, I assume.
Yes.
So how would I go about doing something like that?
If you are we'll say you're the green player, you would put your 2 gold there, because this requires 2 gold, 2 turquoise.
And when someone hits that, they get it?
Yep, they get it. They get those 4 victory points.
I see. Okay, and so this one, I could go somewhere you're not fighting for that takes these. So for example, that looks to be wild.
Yes.
So I would go there. You're not there yet. And start working on that one.
Yes, that is exactly how it works. It's much easier. So the simplicity on this is a very low level, but the complexity comes with those interactions with other players. You're both trying to bid for the same thing. And the score tracker, which I don't have with me, is very unique in that landing on certain places gives you benefits, which encourages you to go for certain items more than others. So you kind of have a direction what you want. Like maybe you really like linen, but to be honest, you would do better in the Spanish market with a mirror for some reason.
Right, right. And it looks like some of these have a sliding scale for as far as scoring goes. How does that work?
Yes. So in this particular one, depending on the place you're in, you're going to get different points. If you're in first place, you're only going to get 1 point. Second place, 2 points. If you're in fourth place along the score track and you get this one, it's actually worth 4 points.
I see. I see. So if you know you're lagging in the score track, that's way better for you than it would be for first player, for whoever's leading at that point. I'm also seeing some little flags here underneath the scoring on some of them. What's that about?
So these are alternate ways of getting points, and this is where a little bit more complexity comes into play. These are little parchments or scrawls that you can earn, and they have mystery points or mystery advantages on them. I don't have them with me. This is a demo copy.
Sure, sure, absolutely.
And the white here, those are wild. They count for anything. So kind of like, well, in any game, wild. So there's ways of getting direct points, and there's also ways of investing in your future as a noble by acquiring wild or parchment.
Very cool, yeah. Interesting. Very simple, as you said. It seems like there's going to be a lot of one-upmanship going on in the game. This idea of how much is too much, when do I stop fighting there and go and fight over here because you're not there. What's the endgame trigger in the game? So the endgame, it's like I said, the scoreboard is really fascinating, and you'll see pictures online soon. Okay. But it's not only does it have like different benefits for different spots on the board, it's also kind of modular in that where you start depends on where you decide to start. It has a variable like start finish. Okay. And once you go all the way around the track, depending on where you started, that triggers the last turn, and then very Euro, everyone gets the same amount of turns. And then after that, who has the most points wins. Very cool. Yeah, sounds neat. How many players? Plays up to 4. Okay. And it's 45 minutes, and I believe the date is July or August. July or August for this one? Hoping to have it for Gen Con. Okay, okay. So yeah, you can pick this up at Gen Con. You said Drop It was a little earlier than that. Is that correct? Drop It should be on the ships over here now, so you should see that really soon. Okay, very nice. And what's the MSRP on it? This one's 50. Okay. Yep, it's going to have a lot of cardboard. I don't have it all here. There's a lot of cardboard, a lot of these tokens, and things like that. And really everybody has their own bag as well, so... Yep. Very cool. Yeah, this looks neat, so stay tuned for that and more, I'm sure, from Thames and Kosmos. Is there anything else you want to hint at in the future? Anything else that you guys are working on? There are a lot of things we're working on. We're actually not... These are like the 2 new games we have, but we're doing an Imhotep expansion. We're doing a Word Slam expansion. We're doing new artwork for Lost Cities. And, of course, we're doing more exit games. The exit games are great, and we're just going to keep putting those out. Yeah, you guys have now... Is it 6 available right now? Yes. And you're continuing and working on more? We have 4 more planned this year. Fantastic. So there will be 10. And we're actually adding a little bit of variety. 2 of them are going to be easier, and 2 of them are going to be harder, much harder. Wow. We get requests for both sides, so we thought we would answer that by doing both. I'll check out those easier ones for sure. Because, for me, it's drop it or nothing. Everything else is just too much. Yeah. Well, thanks very much. I'm glad to talk to you. Thanks for coming by. Thank you, Z. Showing all this cool stuff. Check it out, again, a little later in the year. And as always, thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you on some more of these GAMA coverage videos. Take care.